You're watching the 2024 SCAC Men's and Women's Golf Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the University of Dallas Men's and Women's Golf programs. The Crusaders will be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Stephanie Moorberg, along with the leadership from junior Rex Soulliere and junior Kimberly Burch. Coach Rex, Kimberly, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll open things up with you. It was announced earlier this month, back on February 5th, as you were hired to take over as the head men's and women's golf coaches there at the University of Dallas. I'm sure it's been a whirlwind these last few weeks. Already jumped into your first tournament. Just sort of take me through this transition process. What's it been like over the last few weeks, and just how excited are you now to kind of finally get into the start of the season and get things going with these two teams?
Yeah, I've been jumping head first, just trying to get my bearings, meeting everyone for the first time, and then we jumped right in it. Started my third week. We were down in San Antonio with the guys playing, so it's been a whirlwind, but I finally feel a little bit more at peace, so that's good. But there's always something going on.
Rex, coming into this year junior season, certainly going to be one of the leaders within this group. As coach comes in and this transition takes place, I'm just interested from a student athlete standpoint, how that transition's gone, what Coach Moorberg has brought just in terms of the excitement and energy, and how excited are you just to finally be back upperclassmen and get ready to start another spring semester and a run to a championship season?
No, yeah, I think excited is an understatement for this season, especially with new coach. You get an entirely new team, and she's done a great job with the short amount of time she's been here so far. She does a great job of holding UD's grades and school in check with our golf program. Obviously, we love to golf, but we're not able to do that if we're not succeeding in the classroom, and that's a big thing she harps on us for, and in the best way possible. But yeah, this season's going to be amazing. I'm so happy I'm back, and I'm ready to take on more of a leadership role this season.
Kimberly, coming into your junior year, you've certainly been a big part of the success that UD's had through your first two seasons there. And I'm interested now, as a junior, have you at all shifted your thought process, that mindset? I'm sure those first couple of years you were just focused on trying to be the best golfer that you could be. And now, though, your first year as an upperclassman coming into that junior year, have things changed for you at all? Does your mindset change? And if so, how have you maybe taken on some of those leadership responsibilities?
I mean, to some extent, my mindset doesn't really change. I think I'm still focused on trying to be the best player I can be, helping my teammates and all that. Obviously, having a new coach means that I think we all feel a little bit of responsibility to help make sure that everything goes smoothly and give her 110%, help smooth out everything and just go after it this season. And hopefully I do everything I can on my end to help with that and help my teammates do that themselves. But yeah.
Coach, just in these first couple of weeks, as you've started to get to know everyone and kind of go through that transition process, I'm interested maybe what is some of the messages you've given to these two teams as far as, how you're trying to lay this foundation, set your kind of expectations and establish those things. What have been those messages early here as you've kind of gotten to know both of these groups at the start of this process?
Yeah, well, I mean, I made sure that they all knew like they should be very proud of themselves for being able to play an entire fall semester without a coach, holding themselves responsible and each other accountable to make sure that they're still practicing and working at their game, even though there wasn't a coach present out on the golf course. And not to get too hard on themselves, because they almost, it seems like they did the impossible by being able to play an entire semester without a coach. So just kind of building on that resilience that they have now because of what they were dealing with in the fall, and just kind of trying to grow from that. And then just kind of keeping that positive attitude and making sure we're grinding away out on the course so that we're ready for this season.
Rex, as we take a look at your game, I'm interested just kind of where your confidence level is at, where you were at heading into this semester, an all SCAC performer in your career already, coming into your junior year. Kind of take me through your game, and when you're feeling confident out there, when things are going well, is there a certain aspect that maybe seems to be clicking at a little bit higher rate than normal?
Yeah, for sure. When I'm playing my best, I'm rolling the rock really well. The cup looks 3 feet big. That's probably my go-to is when I had that all SCAC performance, I was making putts from distance and didn't miss any gimmies or whatnot, and just being mentally locked in on the greens. Along with that, just keeping the ball in play on some of these tight courses we play and compete at. That's a big thing. Utilizing distance off the tee, but for sure putting is my go-to. When that's going good, usually that's when the scores drop. So yeah, just trying to stay locked in on the greens for this semester.
Kimberly, similar to Rex, an all SCAC performer in your own right, 2 times, and in fact, holding the second lowest score in 36-hole SCAC championship history. You said, I believe, your first year. So as you come into your junior season, where is your game at right now? What have you continued to work on over the course of the offseason through the fall, coming into this semester that gives you confidence heading into this spring semester?
Yeah, I've worked on a couple different things in my game, so I feel good about it. Got a new driver, and I'm really confident hitting that well. Worked on some things in my swing to maybe help me do a little bit more of what I want to do with my irons. So I feel pretty good about it. And I think it's going to be a good season.
Coach, I think, one of the unique things I read about you coming into this interview, just that I'm not sure how many examples there are of this across the country, but still an active professional player, still playing yourself. And I wonder, as you come into your first, head coaching job there at the college level, how kind of you can pull from still being active, still playing, still being a part very much of the game. How much do you hope to maybe kind of pull from that and use that experience within your coaching, avenue here going into this semester?
Yeah, well, if we're being completely honest, I have not touched a club except for a putter while playing against the team, trying to beat them on the putting green with some drills. I have not touched a club since I started working, so the game probably is not the sharpest I'd wish it would be. But yeah, no, I just love to play and compete. I still want to be out there doing the same thing that the kids are doing. So that's just kind of where I'm at mentally. But just taking my practice seriously the way that I do, I want to instill that into them, because practice makes perfect. But I know this is not a game of perfect, so we can do our best to try and simulate our practice routine, and then we can carry that towards the golf course so that our rounds feel more relaxed and second nature.
Finally, wrapping up with our student athletes, Kimberly and Rex, just, when you've had conversations with your teammates and the other leaders on your 2 teams about some of the goals and expectations coming into this semester, what have those conversations look like, and ultimately what's going to be key for your 2 groups to accomplish those heading into the year?
For the men's team, we have the biggest goals possible. I mean, we want to go and compete at the highest level, being nationals. We want to compete at conference. We know we are very capable of doing it. What it comes down to is all of us firing on all cylinders for that week. We can't have one guy play good and 4 guys not show up, or vice versa. It's a team effort. So in order to get to that level, incorporating just competition and practice is a big thing we like to do, but then at the same time holding each other accountable. If someone is struggling in practice or whatnot, being able to offer advice to them if they need it and whatnot, and just at the end of the day being a team, being together and having each other's back is a huge part to the UD men's golf team and how we find success.
For the women's team, we've talked about we want to be competitive at conference. We want to be able to place high in our tournaments this semester. So for us, we've had a lot of conversations about individually playing well and kind of keeping our consistency and working on making sure mentally we're as sharp as we can be for every hole, every shot. And then as a group, keeping each other accountable for those sorts of things that we've talked about doing and our adjustments with our swings and mentally.
And finally, Coach, wrapping up with you, success obviously in our sports arena can be measured in so many different ways, statistics, results, finishes, all those things. But when you think about success, especially going into your first year with both of these teams, and you have those conversations with these 2 groups, just talking about success, what does that message look like? And ultimately, these 2024 seasons for these teams look successful if what plays out in your first year there?
Yeah, well, like you said, success is that you can see success in a variety of different aspects in their game. I think a big success will be keeping that team dynamic and having a positive team dynamic between both the men's and women's team, and just doing our best for ourselves, but also doing our best for each other and creating that mutual respect that, you know, we want each other to do the best that they can do out on the golf course and in schoolwork, and just continuing to keep that positive, strong work ethic out on the golf course so that we can go and compete well.
University of Dallas men's and women's golf programs. Again, the Crusaders will be led as they head into the season. Their guidance to head coach Stephanie Moorberg, along with leadership from juniors Rex Soulliere on the men's side and Kimberly Burch on the women's side. Coach Rex, Kimberly, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you continue out the rest of the season.
Thank
you
you.
so much.